People tell me that I look normal. They also ask me, are you normal? To answer that, you're gonna have to hear a few things from me first. I was first diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, also known as ASD, when I was 3 years old. It's a developmental disorder that affects the brain's communication and behavior. Most of the stuff I had and experienced was sensory issues to touch as far as I can remember. Lots of things happened to me throughout my life, and it wouldn't have been like any other child's. Not a lot of people would believe me if I told them that, but let me tell you something. When I was around 2 or 3 years old, when my mother would give me a bath, I would scream and scream. My legs and arms would go red. She could not understand why. The water temperature was safe. When I was older, I could tell her, the water on my head feels like razor blades. The water feels very hot was what I was really trying to say. And whenever my hair would get brushed, it felt like my hair was literally being torn off my head. I never acted like any other child. I did things differently, said things differently. I would always say this word, a boo, for every answer to something. I said it to yes, no, please, and thank you. I stacked baby food jars and lined up my stuffed toys from smallest to biggest. Any other child would just play with their stuffed toys, and I jumped up and down for no reason. My parents bought a small trampoline for me shortly after being diagnosed with ASD because jumping helped me with my sensory issues. The therapy I've had took a lot of experimenting. One example that I remember is when things that irritated me touched me. My mom had found this one brush technique, Will Barger's brushing technique, that she used on me. She would take the brush and rub the bristles that were soft but a little scratchy on my arms, legs, back, belly, hands, and feet, and we had to do that every 90 minutes, except when I was sleeping for 2 weeks straight. Eventually, I got used to touching things that irritated me. It also helped me not need to jump as much. I never actually realized how I acted around people when I first had these sensory issues. The next thing I remember is that I had to get lots of therapy. I've had speech therapy, occupational therapy, and I worked with this one support worker that I would go see every Thursdays to work on my social skills. Now, as a teen, with all of the therapy I've had throughout the years, my sensory issues have pretty much gone away. Some certain things still bother me, but it's really nothing major. I didn't learn about my diagnosis until I was in grade 4. My parents were worried and wanted to protect me from being things and being teased by people who didn't understand. People thought they were being nice, saying, she seems normal, or would ask why, and we just didn't have all of the answers. Having this diagnosis was good and bad. I was isolated from people because it was hard to socialize with my peers. Not gonna lie to you, it kinda hurts. But I was mostly happy and was really good at things that other kids my age probably couldn't do. Like completing 100-piece puzzles in a short time, remembering everyone's license plate number, or learning how to solve the Rubik's Cube in just under 2 minutes. No one, especially my parents, knew or predicted what my life was going to be like. My parents didn't think my life would be like this. They were told I might never talk, that I would need to be taken care of my whole life, and that I may never hold a job. They never expected I would be driving a car at 17 or start my own face painting business. Having them go through it with me is what really mattered the most. I met people in this world that somewhat understand me and what goes on in my life. I also met people that didn't understand me and just excluded me. Not one of us ever asked for me to be born with this or to live with this. I never asked for any of this. People would say to me, "You can't do anything." They thought that because of my autism. And for myself, I've accomplished a lot of things. I can drive a vehicle, I can paint anything with a blank canvas, I can act in performances, I can solve puzzles, play music, and many more. So no, I'm not normal. I'm not ever going to be normal, even if my sensory issues did go away. And if you think that I'll be normal at some point, or the other kids with autism will experience the same things, well, that is wrong. I'm glad I'm not normal. I'm different, and that is what makes me special. I'm just living my life. I don't need a cure. I need to be accepted for being me. So, next time you see a kid having a tantrum in Walmart, maybe ask their mom if they need help. The kid might be dealing with some sensory issues.